Hi, I'm Scott Wolf, and you are listening to Variety Radio Online.
Hello, and welcome to the Variety Radio Online. This is Michelle, and today with me, I'm very excited to have with me Scott Wolf.
Thank you. How are you?
So we're here today to talk about 37, A Final Promise.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about your role and how you came to be part of this great adventure with Randall?
Well, Randall, the filmmaker and star of the film, is one of my best and oldest friends, and we've known each other for more than 20 years. And so, you know, when I found out he was going to be making his first film, I was obviously very excited for him, and said I would love to be a part of it. At the time, there was a couple other things I was working on, and so there was a limit to what I was able to do in the film. But I told him I definitely wanted to be in it in some capacity, and so we found this great role, and it's this guy Sean, and he's his attorney and confidant, and there's this really nice moment in the movie where Randall's character has gone through an incredible shift in his life and his attitude, and is going to make some huge changes, and comes to see me about it. And the film, I was really, I would have wanted to be involved no matter what, because Randall is such a great friend. But the script was really affecting and powerful and about some really interesting things. I think more than anything, it felt like it was about the surprising turns your life can take, and when you might think you're headed towards this one place, and be committed to that, life can throw something at you that completely changes everything.
Mm-hmm. No, I from what I've gathered, and I have just interviewed Randall, and it seems like, it's not just about one thing. We're talking about someone dealing with their inner demons and then falling in love or in conquering how to make a shift, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, the lead character has a lot of demons that he's wrestling with, and has, as a result, has kind of this fixed idea about what he's going to do with his life. And then the way things unfold in the story, and it's based on a true story, which I found pretty compelling too. The most significant, events in this guy's life, and plans that literally have to do with his life and death, all get changed by this love story that happens. And what I kind of loved about it was when the story begins, it feels like an ending. You sort of feel like you're joining this character at the end of his life, and again, that all changes when this relationship begins.
Now, as a powerhouse lawyer, you've often played strong roles with this kind of empowerment. Was it easy for you to kind of fill the role of what Randall expected and what you were doing? You played Donnie, obviously. He kind of puts you in a power role. But was that easy to kind of step into that role?
Yeah, I think, Donnie Ryan, the character I play on Perception, definitely there was a bit of that kind of guy in Sean Rado and this attorney. And, the most important thing, I think, in terms of the beat in the movie and the story is that, this is a guy who seems to know, to know Adam very well, and to be somebody that Adam trusts and would potentially be most surprised by this shift in his life. And the thing is moving at the pace you have to move when you're making an independent film at times. We shot that scene between us in the office in, I don't even know, like 15 minutes. It was extremely quick. And the fact that Randall and I have a long history together and, share a sense of humor and share our own, 20 years of life together, that it just was all there. And I think that was the most important thing in that moment in the film, was that it needed to feel like this was a guy who really thought he knew exactly what to expect from Adam, and because of their shared history, and he winds up kind of bowled over by all this new development, and to the point at which he's actually concerned about him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, I mean, the sort of the super powerful lawyer guy was a shred of it, but I think the more important thing was to have it feel like a guy who really knows Adam inside and out, and then it's, you know, becomes a little more clear in the story. You know, it's already clear that this is a huge shift for him, but, you know, to see it land on somebody that is really close to him, I think highlights just how extreme it is.
Well, we're definitely excited about it, and we're hoping to share it with a lot of our listeners and get it out there as much as we can to support it. So Randall told a secret on you, so I get to bring it up.
Uh-oh.
I hear that you're very, very talented at something, rocking a baby one-handed or something. You're very talented. The only one in the world who can put their baby to sleep with one, I think he said, a touch of one hand, or a rock with the one arm.
That's hilarious. Yeah, he was over the house recently, and we have a 10-week-old, well, now 11-week-old, or she's almost 3 months. But, yeah, I mean, when when you have 3 kids, you need to be able to do a lot with one hand.
Multitask.
Yes, and yeah, it's funny. She has Lucy is our new daughter, and there is this position she has where she's kind of belly down on my forearm, and then I have like her little face cradled in my arm, and yeah, she's just really comfy in that position. Has been since she was born, and she's almost too big for that position.
Because your arm's going to get a little, the weight's going to start getting to where you won't be able to hold it in that position.
Yeah, and it's even her length. She's almost longer than my forearm now, so I'm going to either have to go to the fully extended arm or find another position. But yeah, he was because he and I were sitting and talking, and I wound up throwing her in that position, and she fell asleep, and
he was amazed.
He thought it was a daddy ninja maneuver.
Yeah, he said you were a great dad, so he was giving his kudos out to you.
One to know one. He's amazing with his little girl, and yeah, I mean it's something I care an awful lot about. So that's a nice compliment coming from another great dad.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the night shift.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're welcome. And I have to ask, are you going to break Kate's heart? I'm like, I'm kind of like, what the crap?
I know. One of the things I love about the way they've written this season out is I think they keep this Donnie character kind of, keeping everyone on the edge of their seats. It's like just when you sort of think you got him figured out, there's this new version of him, and ultimately I think he is all of these things. I think he's definitely somebody who was capable of making mistakes, but he's also somebody who's capable of working hard to be this better person. And ultimately I believe in Donnie and but it seems as though he's not going to make it easy on anybody, and I think people are a little nervous after last week's episode. It sort of looks like he might be up to his old tricks, but
yes, and so the fans, just in case, I didn't mean to not say, we're talking about Perception on the TNT. I did mention Night Shift, and I thought I better make sure I say that.
Clarify, this is Perception on TNT, and I think
correct.
Yeah, he's a character I really loved playing, and throughout the course of this whole his second season, the third season of the show, has been this real sort of domesticated version of him, and showing the side of him that's more capable of being committed, and all those things are being challenged at the moment. So like I said, I'm rooting for Donnie and Kate.
Oh yes, me too. And then flipping over to Night Shift again. What are you excited about to see happen there?
Well, the way things were left, it's a really interesting, complicated situation with, first of all, it's a really great show and a great cast to have had the opportunity to work with. And, I don't know what's in store. I mean, when we last saw my character Scott with Jordan and TC, this sort of love triangle, it seems pretty clear that there's still a lot left to the relationship between Jordan and TC. And so ultimately, whether those two characters decide that they need to be together or not, I think remains to be seen. And, I'm still waiting to find out what direction that story is headed in. But I hope for the chance to get back down there and continue on, because it was a beautifully complicated story, and love triangles can be really fun if they're well written, and I think this one really was.
Yes, I agree, and we're excited to kind of see what happens also. Is there anything else happening that you would like to share with the fans in your career, anything you have coming out this year that you want to share with the listeners and the fans?
Well, there's a movie project I'm about to start, but I can't really say too much about it yet.
Okay,
but,
that's no problem.
And then still waiting to hear about the next season of Perception and what happens next with the Night Shift. So a lot of balls, a lot of plates in the air right now, and excited because it's the chance to be playing some really fun characters and in some really great stories. So
yes.
So yes, stay tuned.
No, exciting. It was great having you on the air today. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.